Hi, I'm Colin and welcome to How to Paint Watercolours. So if you're ready, we'll get started and we'll paint this one. Welcome back YouTubers to my channel Painting Watercolours with me Colin, and I'm just leaving a thin film of water on the paper. This is just to manoeuvre the paint round, as most of this will be done wet into wet. It is a winter scene with a log cabin in it. Naples yellow, cadmium yellow, pyrrole orange, light red, burnt umber, cobalt blue, French ultramarine, Davies grey. I also have a little bit of neutral tint in a different palette because there wasn't room for it. Naples yellow in here and just create a little area light spot. Just a little bit of cadmium yellow into that as well, just to help brighten it slightly. Pyrrole orange, very fierce colour. This is a winter sunset, and allow these colours to come together. I drop some in here, some around there. Take a little of that out. Needs to be a little bit of a stain. A nice little bit of cobalt blue in here. We will be adding clouds to this. Take some of the French ultramarine and some of the neutral tint, because I'm going to sand this down a little bit. A little bit more French ultramarine. Pulling this in. Pulling this into the orange, working it together. A little bit more of the pyrrole orange and you'll see it change its colour. And then with that I'm just going to drop some water in. Almost natural, let the water push the paint round. And I'm going to drop some stronger tones in of this pyrrole orange. I'm going to bring some into the land. Don't want it everywhere, although it might look like it. So I'm just dropping it in. A lot of this will disappear when it's dry. I'm going to leave that to dry. Okay, now that that's dry, what we can do, I must tell you, I put some masking fluid on there at the beginning because I want to keep that hut, that cabin clean. And you've got a beautiful backdrop now for your sky. And I swapped out the Davies grey. I decided I didn't want to use it, and I just put the neutral tint in instead. So I'm just re-wetting this very gently because I'm going to float some clouds in, and I want it to actually just float down through the layer of water. So very quickly I'm going to mix up I'm taking some of my neutral tint into that French ultramarine, a little bit more French ultramarine in it, and I want to bring some darker patches in, and I'm just dropping this in. Drop some water in as we go as well, because I do want some of this to pale out. Just where I think it needs it. I do want some of this orange that's in the sky here to show through. This is a great deal of fun. Allowing it to spread. You can play with it a little bit, but you're trying not to disturb the colour underneath. looking for light patches and dark patches. I'm just encouraging this to spread slightly with some water on the brush. Maybe tilt the board, allow it to run through the colour. If your kitchen towel is quite damp, it's not as thirsty, you won't take too much paint off. Very unpredictable, but great fun. And then you're going to leave all that to dry. Now that your sky's dry, you can see how the colours are settled on top of each other, and it keeps your colours clear if you do it that way. So I'm going to take some cobalt blue and some burnt umber and make a grey, nice sort of a bluey grey colour. I'm going to take some clean water on the end of an oil brush, make sure there's not too much on, and I'm just going to do one section of this. I'm just putting sprinkles and drops of water on. I'm going to dry the brush and take some off the edge, on the edge of it, the colour. Just start above the water and bring this in. I'm just showing massive background trees. Now I'm going to do this to all the ones that I've indicated in the background, so it's just basically a rinse and repeat. And just for a bit of fun, because it's in the sky, I'm going to take some of the orange on the brush, not too much on it. I'm just going to drop this in. Just a tiny touch. So where I've indicated the background trees, you just repeat the same method. Once you've got your background trees in, just take a damp brush and just fuzz the bottoms up, just creating a little bit of mist. Then let that dry. I've just re-wet that background hill, and I've just put some red, light red on that cabin there, and just patted it out with a kitchen towel just around where that tree is. Take some cobalt blue and just a little bit of light red, just to make a nice water blue and bluey grey. And I'm just going to drop some of this in just for some shadow, because I want some of the orange to show through. I'm going to re-wet this one. I'm doing them separate like this, even though they're still wet. It just allows the paint a chance to fix to the paper. Make this a little bit stronger. Taking it on the blue side. Allowing some of the orange to always show through the two darker patches. Take a little bit of yellow, drop it in where that window is. Very pale. I've completely wet the foreground area, and I'm taking some more of the cobalt blue, just a touch of the light red, and I want this to be a fair bit more bluey. To generally put in some shadows, and I still want some of the orange to show through. I want to take some of the pyrrole orange, bring some of this in back end just to strengthen it slightly. Touch more of the light red into that, I think. Stronger bluey grey. So we're moving into evening. Colour won't be quite as bright. Just deepening up some shadows. Not too much. I still want some of the blue to show through. Sure, so I just deepened up that side of the cabin with some French ultramarine and a little bit of burnt umber, and just put a shadow line in. we'll let that bit dry. Now the foreground's dry. Once again I'm taking some water on the tips of the brush and I'm just putting these in. Allow the paint to diffuse a light red. I still want it mainly blue. Brush once again, some paint on the tips. You can put the snow parts in. I want to bring it down in this kind of angle. You can see the hit and miss effect. Here. Put the two main trees in last. Take a little water. I'm just going to bring this shadow down. Put a little paint. Take some more water and we can start to do this one. You can really have fun putting these in with this kind of thing, this technique. You can have a great deal of fun. Catch the bottom and pull this down. Water. Just softening it in and pulling the shadow down. Then I'm just going to let that dry a moment. And I just want to take a little tiny bit of orange, sort of dry brush this on the top of this cabin roof, just a little bit there, cobalt blue. Just indicate little bits in the roof, that's all. I'm going to take some French ultramarine with some burnt umber. Let's put some contrast in these trees now, just to set everything back. I might leave these three here as they are. Put some on these trees, just to help bring out some of the dark branches in between. Darker towards the centre of the tree. A little bit of shrubbery. You see me do this with a gold hair mop brush. This is just, it's the same thing really, it's just using a different brush, that's all. it creates roughly the same effects. We'll take a couple of birds in the sky. This is where you get to sign it, put a mount around it and frame it. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll leave some suggestions at the end of this video for some other paintings I've done for YouTube, and I will see you next time. Thank you.